My name is Damien Grant from Tempest, and I'm joined with Adam Botterill, one of the lawyers who works for Tempest. And we wanted to talk today about what Tempest actually does. What's our core business model? And Tempest is a very simple business model. We buy debts. We buy old debts that have been, even debts that have been written off, but we also buy debts that are potentially disputed. So Adam, you're the lawyer, one of the lawyers who works for Tempest. So where we get a situation where somebody's got a large debt and the person at the other end, their client, is not paying. So how do we at Tempest deal with that situation?
Well, often we have to re-engage with the debtor. So we'll get something that could be up to 6 years old, sometimes even older, and that's a real challenge. But it's really about re-engaging with the debtor to begin with, because they obviously have forgotten about it, haven't heard for a while. So we'll get in contact with them.
That's a very polite way of putting it. Sometimes when Adam says re-engaging, what he means is that once Tempest owns the debt, Tempest then can engage Adam and his team, and we can take legal action against the debtor. Well, and that's really what you mean by engaging.
Yeah, I mean, re-engage is maybe a bit euphemistic there. It's normally starts with a phone call. We'll then write them a letter. We'll then serve a letter on them if we have to. So we'll get someone to show up to their place of business or their home address that we have, and we will serve them the demand. And if we need to, then we'll serve a court application to try and get judgment on them for this debt. So it's a friendly first, but progressively more scary.
Quickly.
Yeah, and I think that often for difficult debtors, they need that thing that focuses them to actually engage and make payments.
So if I'm a typical client and I've got somebody who owes me, say, $50,000 and they're making up excuses not to pay, what's the advantage of coming to Tempest, say, then, or just engaging with my lawyer?
Well, the advantage of engaging with Tempest is that you won't have to pay the upfront cost of the lawyer. So often we'll do a split deal where we give you a percentage of the recovery back, or we can buy it outright. We have to do a little bit of homework on how good the debt is and if the debtor has something to actually pay.
Yep.
And then once we own the debt, we take it from there. So we will do all the legwork. We will do all those legal letters and proceedings, and you don't have to pay the upfront cost of that. Our share comes out of our recovery.
So let's say somebody owes me 50 grand. I've got two choices. I can pay my lawyer, but I might end up paying them more than 50 grand. I come to Tempest, and Tempest might do what, say a 50-50 deal?
Yep, that's something that we often do. So
Tempest, but then if you win, how much do I actually get from that? How do you guys calculate it? How do we calculate it?
we go based on the split deal,
Yep.
and then we also minus off our actual costs that we've had to pay out to enforce. So if we've had to pay process servers, like court filing fees,
Yep.
we take those off the pot essentially, and then we split that per our deal.
So what about the time that you spend doing it though? Does that come out of my share or your share?
It comes out of our share, out of Tempest's share. So all of the time that we spend comes out of our split.
Seems like a really good deal.
It is a good deal.
I know.
I don't know why more people aren't doing this deal.
So just to reinforce that, because it's when people understand the deal, it is quite attractive. So the $50,000, somebody owes me 50 grand. I sell the debt to Tempest for a normal amount, say $10 or $100. Then Tempest goes and sues the person, and they might settle for $40,000. Tempest might have spent $2,000 on process servers or court filing fees. There's 38 grand left, right? Then half of that 38 grand goes into Tempest bank account, and half of that 38 grand comes into, what's that, $19,000 comes into my account if I was the customer.
Yep.
And the customer faces no risk. So if Tempest takes it to court and loses, and there's a $10,000 cost award, then Tempest has to pay that.
That's correct.
bill.
So it means that we're very careful about taking cases that we're confident about, because we're obviously going to wear that risk. But it's something that that people definitely should do more of, and we're available to discuss any kind of debts that you have, and even books of debts. So if you have, like, say, a portfolio of debts that's been sitting around for a while, we're in the market to actually scoop those up and start working them.
And there's money in our bank account right now that should be in your bank account, because we do buy entire books of debt. So if you've got a large book of debt and it's sitting out there at 180 days, come and talk to us. We may be prepared to make you a cash offer for that. And in the current environment, which is a very uncertain trading environment, now's the time to act because we're in the position to pay out real money.
Yeah.
Or the other alternative is just do a split deal and come with us for the ride. We hope you find that useful, and our contact details will be down below, and you can contact either me or Adam, and we'd be delighted to hear from you. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks.